Time for a bathroom movie review and action. From the world of John Wick, Ballerina. Wow, that is a mouthful, but that is the name of this movie. The studio has to let audiences know, hey guys, come watch this. It's in the John Wick world, everybody. And we all love John Wick. So before going in to see this film, I had my concerns because this film is in fact not about John Wick. It is about a new character, Eve Macaro, who is played by Ana De Armas. Ana is a great actress, but I was concerned because too often we see a franchise make a spin-off film that just doesn't land. They are cash grabs stringing along a once great franchise. And guys and girls, my concerns were unraveled and shot and burned away during this movie because this movie was fantastic. It did not taint the John Wick world at all, but added a lot of value. Without getting too deep into the premise, for those of you who have not seen it yet, the story follows Eve, who as a little girl is orphaned and taken in by the Ruska Roma and raised as a ballerina, which there means she's raised to basically kill anybody, and she kills a lot of anybody's. Eventually, she goes off on her own on a John Wick-style revenge spree as she seeks justice as well as uncovering secrets from her past. And guys and girls, she is going to need a gun. Lots and lots of guns. Now, if you want to see this film as a family, then heck, don't. Your kids would probably be traumatized about a very pretty assassin ripping them to shreds. Though I will say, in true John Wick movie fashion, there are no sex scenes in this movie. You know, it seems to me as if these characters are so good at what they do that they have transcended the carnal needs of man. They don't need those things. They have gone beyond. Alright, so what went right with this movie? A lot went right. Wow, I'm over enunciating. A lot went right in this movie. First of all, they give us some really good backstory to Eve's character. She has a really cute cat that her ex-boyfriend gave her, and then the bad dudes come along and hit Kitty with a car. And this is where things hit the fan. Nah, I'm joking, because you know, that would be so on the nose. Gosh, I am so funny. But the backstory does take its time in the beginning, and I did not mind at all. And don't worry, this does not make it a slow film, because they make up for all this backstory in the rest of the film, with non-stop action, as is expected. But it was neat to see Eve grow and really understand her character. They also brought some characters back from the John Wick movies, but not in an annoying way, but in ways that truly made sense and added value. A lot of modern day movies seem to have a really hard time with cameos. It feels like they tend just to puke them out and say, hey look, this 80-year-old dude was in the other movies. Look at that. Now he's here because cameo. But this is where Ballerina gets it right. We have Angelica Houston, Lance Reddick in his final on-screen performance. Rest in peace, Lance. Ian McShane, and of course, Keanu Reeves. Yes, guys, I'm thinking John is back. This film is set at the same time as John Wick 3, so I guess during one of those 2-minute scenes in John Wick 3 where John's not around, he just kind of teleported over to Eve to have some Eve hangout time. I mean, he is John Wick. He can teleport with his lots and lots of guns. I was worried how they'd bring John Wick into it and how they'd have the dynamic between him and Eve. In the trailer, you get a hint that John and Eve are gonna fight, and I was like, okay, great. They're gonna make Eve totally goated, bring down John, so they're at the same level when they fight, and Eve's gonna have the power to take him on. But he is the Baba Yaga. But once again, they surprised me and did not do that at all. What they did do, which I'm not gonna tell you, because you should go see this movie yourself, is use John in a way that made sense, kept him legendary, and it felt masterful. And if you are worried about the kill count going down this movie, never fear. Our main heroine has a trigger finger and follows in Johnny's footsteps, and takes life after life after life. But all bad guys, I think. I have thought about that with these movies. Like, let's say you were hired to be security for some big important person, but you didn't realize this person is a scumbag and corrupt. And you know, you're just in this hotel or in this building with your gun, just like, man, this is good pay. Finally, my kids and wife are gonna have a better life. And then you see a guy walking towards the front door, or running, or doing a weird hobble run, as John Wick does. And next thing you know, you have a bullet in your head. Wrong place at the wrong time. But does this mean John or Eve are not a good person? I mean, most of the people they kill are bad, it seems. Please let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. So yes, lots and lots of killing, and some new creative ways, because we don't want our killing scenes getting dull. I'm kind of curious what Eve's kill count is. Alright, let's look it up. What is Eve's kill count in Ballerina? Okay, basically it says Eve has a high kill count in the new film Ballerina. I guess we don't know yet, but I bet they have John Wick's. Alright, what is John Wick's? Alright guys, as I'm looking this up, tell me what you think. Comment quick. We're about to find out. What do you think his kill count is amongst all the movies? Alright. 439 across all 4 films. Go Johnny, you're good at what you do. What a hero. I would say the John Wick franchise has the second best choreography of any films I've seen. There's only one exception, an Indonesian franchise called The Raid. There's 2 films and the martial arts is crazy. But John Wick is right there. And what they did great in Ballerina is they give Eve her own style. They don't make her do all the same moves as John Wick. She definitely feels like an individual. And it feels believable. At one point in the movie, one of her trainers tells her, "You're not as strong as them. You're a girl, so start fighting like a girl." And she does. You see in the film many times how she is not as strong as her opponent, but she is brutal, and she really likes grenades. Boom, boom, boom. And the villains in this film, they went a slightly different route than the other John Wick movies, and it almost had like a horror feel to it at times. Not like scary, but just, you'll have to see it. But yeah, by the time Eve uncovers the truth of her past and figures out what's going on, it's pretty freaky stuff. Kinda like this. Now time for what I did not like about this film. Mainly the number one thing I didn't like, that it ended, that I could not keep seeing Eve kill a bunch of bad guys? Mostly bad guys. Oh, and girls. Do not worry, Eve is not sexist and she kills with equality. I guess the only thing I can think of, and really this isn't even a complaint, it didn't hurt the movie at all, it wasn't even bad, it was just interesting. So at the beginning of the film, we have a young Eve, and when she talks, super American, no accent, which I thought was interesting. I'm like, okay. And then when she gets older, she just develops an accent. But then no, when she's older, Ana De Armas has no accent at first. But then there are times in the film where the accent comes out a little bit. So I wasn't sure if this was on purpose, or if this is a film where she's trying really hard to work on her acting skills with, getting rid of the accent. And she did do a good job. There's just parts where it came out. But like I said, I don't know. I dive in deep, guys. It's just something I noticed. Don't freak out at me. Ana, you did great. I know it's not easy to lose an accent or to talk in a new one. I myself had to try to lose the American accent when I learned Wookiee for a while. I'm a little out of practice. Alright, here's my favorite line of the movie, and don't hate me because it's actually a line about John Wick. Sorry, Eve. So there's 2 people talking as they're trying to take down John Wick. "This is effing suicide! That's John Wick! Come on, it's only one man!" Yeah. Famous last words, and they were their last words. In the end, I would say Ballerina deserves a solid 9 out of 10. I had no issues with it. It was fantastic. Man, I gotta stop saying that. I need to save that for the Fantastic Four review. But with John Wick 3 and 4 in my mind being 10 out of 10, this is super close behind them. If you have not seen this film yet, I would definitely say it's worth watching in the theaters. Heck, actually take the whole family. Get the kids out there. You can never be too young to see a lot and a lot and a lot of guns and killing and very graphic violence. I'm John Wick.